Game 2 of our consolation bracket. St. Mike's Blue Raiders taking on the Notre Dame Hounds of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Notre Dame in the red, St. Mike's in the blue. Jason Tom here alongside Tarek Sabet. Elias gets a bit of a break. Tarek, two solid programs, two well-coached teams. Looking forward to this matchup.
Two private school programs as well. Is that what you just said? I'm echoing you right now. Two hockey programs, and we got to mention hockey right off the bat.
Got to get it right off the bat.
But making the transition. They're making transition to basketball. Saskatchewan's Notre Dame building the reputation this year. And I think they've made a big splash in that community. They're getting a lot of support for Coach Huffman and the Hounds, and they're looking to really add another dimension to what they're doing as Juricic kicks it off. He struggled yesterday, Jay.
He actually had the first basket of the game for him yesterday, and then went the next 2.5 quarters without being able to get it back through the hoops. So I actually interviewed Danilo in the last game, talked to him about that. He was very focused to make sure to get back in the positive notes here today and get his team into a consolation final. The winner of this game will take on BC Christian in that consolation final tomorrow at 1 p.m.
And for BC Christian, Keenan Dowell continues to have a stellar weekend. 1-1 so far. Yesterday had 30. I'm not sure what he ended up in this one. We'll get a check, but he had 18 at halftime. Talking to a couple of the different coaches in attendance. We have University of Calgary, Laurentian, Guelph University, Ottawa U, and all of them which are recruiting him or at least very impressed if they're seeing him for the first time.
Yeah, Keenan Dowell is definitely taking the opportunity that the first national high school championship tournament has afforded him, being able to be seen not only by some youth sport coaches in attendance, as mentioned by Tarek and Elias, but also the fact that these games are being streamed worldwide and be seen by a number of coaches out there, and Keenan Dowell has been impressive. We got an early timeout from head coach Jeff Zauner. Stay with us. We'll be back. Game 2 of our consolation bracket.
You can't teach hard, ever. We're here to kill.
Are you looking for exposure? Take your basketball event to the next level by live broadcasting with North Pole Hoops. Promotion, game film, play of the day, and much more. Email us at...
We're back live. Sam Routen's trying to work off a screen. Routen's had a 3-minute stretch yesterday that really got St. Mike's back into their game with CTA. Nice little take and finish with the left there. Once again, just Sean Henry showing why he's one of the strongest players in this league, being able to finish through contact.
And I saw him in the hallway pre-game. I told him, Sean, I need 40. He said, I'm going to definitely try. So we'll see what he can do. And the thing about it, Jay, is I haven't seen anyone being able to stop him.
Nope.
Like when he puts his mind to it, I mean, outside of missing a three-point shot, when he goes down low and he goes to work on the attack, it's very difficult to not end up with free throws or the bucket or both.
That's the biggest challenge for guys this age group, right, is consistency. Because when you see him make moves like that, and exactly what you said, you don't see anybody who can stop him, so the question becomes, how come he doesn't do it more often? Because there are stretches where I don't want to say he disappears, but he doesn't take over like he could. Exactly.
Like Dowell, he sees the opportunity, he's going to try to put the team on his back. Maybe sometimes to a fault, but at the same token, you want your leader to take that challenge on.
And Notre Dame does have some weapons, but they're mostly in this starting five. So, I mean, you're never going to see an opportunity where if a Sean Henry were to take over, that would be at the detriment to another player. Because all these other guys can play off of him. You have so many athletes that if Deshaun Henry drives and misses, you got multiple guys that can sky for a stick-back jam. One of them right here is Sholayak.
I mean, he's the type of player, Henry, a guy that you could just draw your whole offense around because he sucks in so much attention. A double team, a triple team. And you got your shooters. These guys love to shoot the ball. Both teams actually do.
Dave Falarin, again, called for the travel. But I think he liked the fact that he could see the ball go through the hoop early. It took Fofo a little while to get into the game yesterday. Danilo Juricic looking for his shot early. And there's Henry. That's a matchup there. Henry and Juricic. Savion Tyson. Not a good first shot from him. Sam Routen's pushing into the corner. Not even close from Jack Foran. Kahinka hands it off. Adetigan.
A lot of contact there. Ref's letting him play on.
St. Mike's with a couple of subs. Atik Jalal and Inaki Alvarez. The craft master, Alvarez. Nice pass to Sean Henry. Battling down low. No call. Adam Huffman, the head coach of Notre Dame, screaming from the sidelines for a call. Wasn't coming.
As long as they're consistent with it on both ends, I don't mind it. I like them letting them play.
There's the corner camper, Jameli Chibatutu. I'd love to see his shot chart. 85% coming from either corner. But if it works,
he's that baseline.
Why
Bruce
change
Bowen.
it? Yep. He's dangerous from those corners. It's funny, you see these two teams. Jeff Zauner, decade plus on the sidelines for St. Mike's, building an outstanding program, which we often talk about, similar to like a San Antonio Spurs. They have their system. Players come in, fit into that system. And I see Notre Dame probably following that same sort of route. And in 5 years from now, we're going to be able to talk about Adam Huffman's crew being that same type of program.
Yeah, no question. You have a lot of respect between the two programs. I think Huffman looks at the St. Mike's as a model private school basketball program. And there's a lot of different connections between the two schools with the principals and the administration, kind of growing up together, playing against each other on the hockey side.
Alvarez getting to the baseline. Lots of contact. Foul called to go to the line to shoot two.
Love what we saw from Alvarez last night. It was really a bright spot in the loss for St. Mike's.
It got up to double digits a couple of times, but it could have got a lot worse for St. Mike's if it wasn't for Alvarez. His craftiness with the ball, the stop and go, change of directions, change of speed. He's really come a long way just in the 3 months that, I've been on board with you guys calling St. Mike's games earlier in the year. Just didn't have those same angles. Very impressed to see what he's been able to do.
And I was really interested to see how Inaki performs at against seniors, because when I was watching him earlier as a 9th grader, he was a kid that kind of got away with things because he was more developed physically. His strength, his size, he was one of the taller kids. And because he didn't have that freak athleticism or that blinding speed, you kind of question how will he translate it against those type of athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done well. He's done it with changing pace. He's done it with really controlling the floor. And you kind of thought, would he be a point guard, would he be a 2? I think he's long-term, he's got all the tools to be a true floor general.
And with a head coach like Jeff Zauner on the sidelines, and there's been multiple times this year where we've seen him be especially hard on Alvarez, and we know, it's one thing to look at that, maybe if you're a player in that situation, you feel like you're being picked on by the coach, but us sitting across the floor seeing it, you know that that's happening because of the expectation level from Zauner of Alvarez. He knows how good of a player he can be, and he wants to see that from one of his young guards. A date again, a Falarin. Just spiked that one into the parking lot. Fofo, very impressive on the defensive end. We've said it time and time again. Beyond.
Fofo's stock is rising by every game that he plays. Here he is on the attack. No good on the finish. But just a physical specimen. 2019 prospect. That could be a 2020, but he wants to get out early. He is academically fine. And he's, I think, physically there. It's just for him in the next level. He's going to have to shed some weight, add some speed, and change of speed. We'll take a break.
4:05 left. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Game 2 of our consolation bracket.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
Ivy League assassin at the line. Danilo Djuricic.
To the line,
You want to talk about a complete player. Ready for the next level in every aspect. Academics, athletics, maturity. That's Danilo Djuricic in spades. He's heading to Harvard, an OFSA champion. Also entering his third BioSteel All-Canadian game. Great save. Unfortunately to the wrong team. There's Sam Routens. Nice look down low. Atik Jalal.
Speaking of pronunciations, I just happened to be beside his father, and he was talking to our announcer, Victor Paulo. It's Atik Jalal.
Jalal.
Instead of a Gilal, it's a G, and they're gonna need, St. Mike's is gonna need him to step up. I was expecting more from him in yesterday's game, because what he does, not only is he the size, but he allows Danilo to move out to the perimeter to be able to work it from 3. You didn't see that too much of that. It was really Manel Ayal and defending the Djuricic and really working him in the post.
Kahinka just got his feet going the wrong way there in transition. Anytime you spin your body like that and you're backpedaling going down the floor, it's going to be tough to make that catch. Even if you do make that catch, it's going to be tough to be able to spin yourself back around and make that hoop. So checking in for the Notre Dame Hounds is the big man. Juricic. Oh, good. Keen Murky is checked in for the Notre Dame Hounds. Shed a bunch of weight, has Keen.
The big fella, just picked up some new college recruitment. The home team, the University of Toronto Mississauga, they're looking for a big, as a lot of programs are. Murky's come a long way. He's lost a lot of weight over the last year. I would say about 30 pounds or so, because we saw him in the summer at the Saskatchewan NPH Showcase, and kid's been working, no question. He's got some skill, but his mobility is what some people question. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can't teach size, and it'll be interesting to see what these coaches think that are in attendance watching right now.
And I think you had mentioned yesterday, he's embracing the work that needs to be put in, because, I mean, with a big man like that, it's one thing losing the weight, it's the other one to get that core strength that you need as well, because that's what's going to help the mobility, right? Is going to be that core strength, because it goes the whole way down your body.
And I think that's what he's adjusting to right now, is that coordination. And to understand, hey, I'm a lot lighter, I can move.
Yeah.
I can actually run now. That speaks to the development that is provided by the Notre Dame program. You've seen these kids get better every time, every month we've seen them.
Because in talking to head coach Adam Huffman at the beginning of the year during the holiday showcase, you know, I pointed at Murky and said, wow, you know, you got a lot of size there. He said, yeah, he's not going to get past the three-point line on offense or defense. You know, he plays kind of the top of our defensive setup just because he's going to get gassed 3 or 4 trips down the floor. Well, just watching in 2 games here, he's making it rim to rim, and he's not sucking wind nearly as much as he would even if he was going 3-point to 3-point line. So already we've seen that improvement.
For sure, he definitely looks the part now, and he's just got to continue to make those adjustments. And you see him down low, you see the drop step, especially in the warm-ups or in practice. You see the drop step, you see the hook shot, you see the pump fake. He's showing it in spurts throughout the season.
Murky from the Ebb and Flow First Nations out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Grew up on a cattle farm just south of the reserve. Moved to Saskatoon at about 9 years of age. So he's been away from home, boarded up there at Notre Dame, which has only been able to help him, I'm sure, lose this weight and stay focused. I know the coaching staff here, even outside of Adam Huffman, the assistants, get these kids in the gym. Always have the key handy for them so they can get in there and work out.
Jason Tom hitting you with the 4-1-1. I like that. Digging deep into the backgrounds. I see you've done your research going into this.
Always got to give respect to our First Nations. Can't wait till we see the First Nations represented on the U Sports level. Seen so many pictures and videos from around Canada, kids making do with whatever they have on our reserves to be able to play the game that they love, even if it's just a rim stuck up on the side of a building. And I would love to be able to see them be able to look up to players like a couple of the First Nations players that we have on the Notre Dame Hounds right here. We know you're watching in online. Shout out to you all.
It's a beautiful thing about basketball in this country and the country as a whole outside of basketball is that you have different cultures, different ethnicities that are able to succeed and really create dreams and work to get there. You know, you see kids from all nationalities, all backgrounds that are getting to play at the next level, whether it's NCAA or U Sport or the CCAA. Perfect reflection of the country.
Just need a ball and a rim and a love for the game. Tony Parada checking in for the first time for Notre Dame. 5-point lead for St. Mike's, 37 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Juricic, spin move, nice find. Kick back out. St. Mike's just whipping the rock around the perimeter. Chiba Tutu along 2.
Should start calling him Chiba 3-3. Just knocking down the triples. He's very consistent and efficient with with his shooting. He doesn't take bad shots.
Jiricic with the steal and the rebound. Gets to Kobe Lamb. Lamb asking for the screen. Forcing. No good. Still an 8-point lead for the Blue Raiders through the opening 10 minutes. Way back with second quarter action after a short break. The NPA National Championship Tournament.
Welcome back home, baby. We found love that was wrong.
Kyle from 3. Woo! He's going hot right now.
There he is again.
Microwave.
Don't mean to interrupt. Excuse me, Kyle Duke. Trying to hog the spotlight. We're just trying to give some other guys some shine. Kyle Duke says, don't forget about me and my chase. Live game action here at the University of Toronto Mississauga campus. Notre Dame down 8 after the opening quarter. The second game of our consolation bracket. The winner of this game will take on BC Christian in the consolation final tomorrow at 1 p.m. This is game 2 of 4 today. Jiricic got it down low to Jalao. No good. A day token. Sean Henry. So strong. One of the few times we haven't seen him finish through contact. This guy just has great genetics. Going to the line to shoot 2 while Kobe Lamb underneath the rim. Let's take a quick break. Kobe Lamb tries to shake it off.
Bovo's got the answer.
That boy's not messing around, Tarek.
Kobe Lamb went to the bench to get looked at. Took a shot to the midsection. Sean Henry cashing in from the stripe. hits them both, cut the lead back down to 6. Iñaki Alvarez handling the rock for St. Mike's. Graham Treffry in the game for the first time in this tournament. Alvarez finding the open spots on the floor. Chiba Tutu got into the paint, fouled by Henry. Chiba Tutu going to the line, shooting 2. Sam Routens checking back in. Well, Kyle Duke getting his first minutes of the day. Kyle Duke, one of those future stars of the NPA. Still a very young kid, grade 9.
Great size for his position and length. Very crafty. You kind of rare to see point guards that have such a great feel for the game, and that's what he brings to the table. You don't see it as much in this environment, but as you kind of progress through the club season, he runs with Candidate Elite, you got a chance to see what he can do on the floor. Pump fakes it there.
Man, every time Deshaun Henry gets the ball on the floor, he does something that just makes you raise your eyebrows a little bit. Last time down the floor, he just grabbed it in the post. Quick spin, elevate, easy 2. And here he is now from range.
Nice rotation right there.
Deshaun Henry forcing a timeout. Notre Dame cuts the lead to 3. Stay tuned. We'll be back with second quarter action.
This would be another quality win for Notre Dame to move them to 2-0 here in Ontario. As Fofo says, Wilcox, Saskatchewan is in the house. Adefalarin Adadagan is doing it from every part of the floor right now.
I remember, I was just like, by any means on, whenever there's a drought, get your umbrellas out because that's my brainstorm. I remember, I was just like you. I remember, I was just like you. It's what happened, you make shit timeless.
St. Mike's seen their double-digit lead get trimmed down. Notre Dame Hounds finding their flow on the offensive end. Iñaki Alvarez finds Kyle Duke just off the mark. The Hounds with a chance to tie this game with 3-point play. Fofo with the rock, calling out the play, putting the offense in motion. Carter Kahinka up top, hands off to Fofo. Step back jumper. Telling you, he seems to be able to get his offense whenever he needs to. He just doesn't necessarily need to out of that point guard position. His job is to get the ball to his players in the positions they need him. And I think as we see Fofo continue to progress, if he needs to become their primary scorer, that's not going to be a problem. I guess that's the question. Does Fofo put on more inches in height at any point? Like, does he find himself into a two-guard position?
He's grown an inch or 2 over the last year, from what Coach Huffman tells me. And I just think that his next level is just developing more, not developing, but taking a mindset more of a point guard. Right now, he loves to score the ball.
Yeah. But I've seen that he has embraced the point guard role. I mean, just in this tournament alone, he hasn't been looking for his shot, right?
For sure, and I think it's not going to happen immediately. You have to be put in a position to gain that experience. You play the point guard position. That's how you generally develop your feel. And I think that's long term what he will be. You know, he shows glimpses of being able to attack the rim, but he's still got to kind of add another element as far as changing speeds, getting to the rim, hanging, but also looking to pass more than looking to score.
Yeah, because he has the physical attributes right now. Nice outlet right there to Savion Tyson. Notre Dame's going to get the ball back. Kobe Lamb checking back into the game alongside Atik Jalal.
I'd love to be able to see Fofo get through a time where he can really work the pick and roll to perfection. I mean, him and Jashawn in a pick and roll situation. Right now, Fofo can shoot it, but I'm not so sure he's comfortable with taking it to the rim if it's available. I mean, that's a potent pick and roll situation because you have a Jashawn. If he's popping, he can shoot the three. If he's rolling, he can finish down low with the best of them.
So it'll be exciting to see with this NPA circuit, watching these players progress, but the teams progress, the programs progress as the years go along. Year one has been quite a success. The whole time, the end goal has been the same. We're here at the University of Toronto, Mississauga to crown the first ever national champion at the Canadian high school level. Trap coming over, cutting off Fofo. Jumper no good. Ayak off the mark. Feast or famine with Ayak. And right now, he just feasted on the defensive end, spiking Kobe Lamb back into the hardwood.
Coming up next is the Final Four, 3 o'clock and 5 p.m. games. Join us here at the University of Toronto, Mississauga.
$5 at the door will get you in to watch our Final Four. Central Tech taking on the London Basketball Academy at 3 p.m. While the Toronto Basketball Academy takes on CTA out of the nation's capital at 5 p.m. But right now we're in the consolation bracket, game 2. We have about 5:27 left here in the second quarter. Stay tuned. We'll be back on MPA.
Fofo tries a triple. Yes, sir.
Kyle Duke Simpson with a little step back Jimmy.
Watch out for him, Santiago. The shots that he's been able to get are very open looks.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Oh, one.
Fofo misses the first of two. 2-point lead for St. Mike's. Tight game here midway through the second quarter. The winner of this game advances, take on BC Christian. Danilo Djuricic. Ooh. The ball came right back out. I have a feeling they're going to get it right back to him. Ooh.
He's been
No
in
good.
a funk here.
Yep.
Closing out his high school season and high school career. Typically, that's a high percentage shot for him from three.
Sometimes you just wonder if, you know, he's had that Harvard commitment in line for so long. It must feel like it's been a long year for him.
Well, he's coming off the elbow injury. Can't forget his Fofo swats another one away.
Adding to his team-leading block total.
Got great defensive instincts. And once offensively it matches up, it's going to be special.
And smart defensively, too. Doesn't take a lot of bad fouls when he goes up for those blocks. And I'm sure it just because of the strength that he has. You know, when he swats, he doesn't very often get called for a foul.
Well, he's so far away from the opposition's body with his length. And there he is again, using that length on the offensive glass. He does so much for this team at such a young age.
Kobe Lamb running off the screen. Didn't have those feet set. Kind of floating on that three-point attempt was Kobe Lamb.
Fofo was looking to run and gun, was tripped up by Kobe Lamb.
Adam Huffman having an opportunity to teach his players, even though we're in the consolation bracket. Every game, high intensity, these guys want to go out on a winning note. High level talent, high level games for a lot of these players. This is the end of the season for them. Tough pass there. Alvarez now back up top, Kyle Duke. Kobe Lamb no good. Fofo bringing down that defensive rebound. Notre Dame has themselves a 1-point lead. Lamb gets the hand in the passing lane. Nice job. But Kyle Duke gives it right back to Sean Henry.
Contact.
We've talked about that strength time and time again. Just Sean Henry putting it on display here at the University of Toronto, Mississauga.
Subbing on to the court for the Blue Raiders, number 35, Joshua Asamoah. Number 23, Sam Rose.
Notre Dame has really used this second quarter to take control of this game. St. Mike's has been struggling. Haven't been able to get it going from range in this second quarter. Both Danilo and Sam Routen's coming up empty here. Look at Alvarez. Up ahead. Jirocic through contact. How is there no call there? Jirocic, though, always a gentleman, allowing his coach to talk to the refs. He never does it himself.
Coach Downer livid on the sideline, asking for that foul, and there was contact in transition, but they have played it. I gotta give the refs some credit. They have played it consistent on both sides. They've let the guys play a little bit. And personally, I'd rather have that than calling the ticky-tack fouls.
Yep, no, I'd agree. I think they did a good job of that yesterday, and hope that continues into our championship games. Never like to see the officials have a hand in the deciding of the game, so you're right. You have to have a give and take. Nice look down low. Danilo taking out his frustrations on the defensive end.
And that right there was a matchup of both team stars. Sean Henry and Danilo Jirocic went head-to-head on that last possession.
Sholayak inbounding. Henry kick out Kahinka.
Nice shot.
They really need him to hit that shot. Kahinka had a couple early in the game yesterday, but went silent after that. And without him spreading that defense, because he adds very little when it comes to a rebounding factor, despite his size, I think he said yesterday, shooting guard and a big man body, that if he doesn't hit those shots from range, I mean, Notre Dame really is without much of a rebounding presence outside of their pure athletes.
And particularly in this matchup, Jason, what he does is he takes out Danilo from the middle, so it takes away a defensive presence and a rebounding presence for St. Mike's. So if he's going to play outside, he's got to remain a threat at all times and ready to shoot.
Sholayak being forced to the sidelines. A little bit of blood on the floor. 2:30 left here in the second quarter. Stay tuned. We'll be back for game 2 of our consolation bracket. Iñaki Alvarez has been lighting it up from range, gets to the rim. Alvarez crosses over, gets the lane for 2 off the glass. Alvarez took his one-on-one to heart. Alvarez from the land beyond. Iñaki cashes. Some full court pressure from St. Mike's. They break it, some nice passing. Murky though, still battling, trying to find those hands. He needs the ball above the waist really to be able to catch that ball.
Yeah, I think it was a good pass to the wrong guy. I think there Jashawn has to understand his personnel.
Yep.
On the run, doesn't have the agility or center of gravity really to catch that and finish.
Yeah. Danilo, so pure with that release, man.
Finally gets one to go from 3.
Yeah.
And this may have sparked a run for St. Mike's. You can see his team is energized. They need him going.
St. Mike's still stuck 3 right now against Notre Dame out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Notre Dame in the red. The Blue Raiders, not shocking, in the blue. 1:40 left here in the second quarter. Kobe Lamb setting up the offense. Tuba Tutu running off the ball. Sean Henry saw that pass coming and leaped in for a athletic steal. I'd like to see Henry take the ball to the rack, doing just that.
I like
nice
that.
Little English.
Right under the defense. You see there that Henry can finish in a lot of different ways. He can finish explosively above the rim, or he can finish with craft under the rim.
The other thing I really like about this Notre Dame squad, we've seen it a couple times yesterday as well. Somebody hits the floor, they're always there to help them up. So much respect between these two programs, but really, I mean, Adam Huffman's crew over there, you know, good players, but also really good people.
That now picked up by number 11, Jashawn Henry.
The glue guys stepping into the game now. Tony Parada, Kyle Rediron. Asamoah from range, no good. Offensive rebound. Nana Boateng whip it around. Juricic leaning back a little too much on that shot. No surprise, he was a little short. 54.4 left here in the second quarter. Notre Dame has really owned this quarter. Up 7.
You just mentioned Boateng on the rebound, number 50. in blue. Only a 9th grader. Got some great size and a bright future. Already stands at about 6'5", maybe 6'6". You know he's not done growing yet.
Fofo brings down the loose ball. Shot clock halfway gone. Murkey loses it. Puts the body on Juricic.
That was unnecessary there on the bump. You could see he leaned in a little bit. It's a lot of weight falling on Juricic. And we talked about that is the coordination. But it's tough when you put him in the spot where the shot clock's winding down. He hesitated clearly and then lost it.
32.6. Taking a look at Juricic along with Carter Kahinka.
Big shout out to the hard-working refs in the building.
Kyle Duke right in front of us, inbounding. Sholayak getting up. Some D. Asamoah. Once again, missing from range. Fofo, a little stop and go. Right up through contact. So strong, that upper body. Is Ade Falarin Adedigan. 10.2 on the clock. Notre Dame here with a 9-point lead as they look to earn a berth in the consolation final against BC Christian. Asamoah, his 3rd straight miss from range. Chiba Tutu, nice save. Notre Dame fell asleep there thinking the ball was going out of bounds. 38-31 for the Hounds at the break. It's halftime. Stay tuned. We'll be back with 3rd quarter action.
The core, the six-pack, the elusive grouping of muscles that every single client is trying to achieve by running, jumping, or doing a million sit-ups. But will those million sit-ups really get you the 6 grouping of muscles that sit on the front of your body? With this video, we really want to show you that it doesn't happen that way. You got to make sure that you're doing the right exercises, and more importantly, you got to make sure that your diet is clean. That's the only way that you're going to have that six-pack. Take a look at this video, and you'll see which ones you should do and which ones you should stay away from.
They've always had quality intramural teams, so now they have their own varsity team in the OCAA, so everybody's pretty excited. You know, our expectations are obviously within reason. It's a first-year program, so we're definitely trying to build the culture first and then, you know, recruit athletes that are going to fit into our style of play. I enjoyed the OCAA game. I was an assistant coach at Centennial for the last 3 years. The fact that it was a new program, that was very intriguing. Just me personally, I love challenges and I like to build things from the ground up. Everybody knows that U of T is one of the best schools in the world. So the fact that, you know, you can be a part of a varsity program and then have a U of T degree, it goes a long way. You know, I just think it's going to provide a great opportunity for some of the local Peel region kids to know that there's a viable program just down the street. If, you know, they're more of a homebody and they don't want to go away for school, we have a viable program here. Academically, it's one of the best, so it's a great option for kids that are in the local area. To also be a part of, you know, the MPA championships to further basketball in this country it's exciting because everybody knows the last 10 years has been huge for basketball in Canada. So the fact that we could be a part of the inaugural championships is really a great thing for us.
You can't teach hard, ever. We're here to kill.
Kevin Osawe again in transition. In the early offense, and CT makes them pay. Osawe first with the triple, and comes back in transition to them. there by Osawe. He's had a hell of a game. Warren, pump fake, 3-ball. It just, when it rains, it pours. Wow.
Point lead for Notre Dame out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan, taking on the OFSA champions, St. Mike's Blue Raiders. Very curious to see what happens in the second half. I'm not surprised that they go right to Danilo, who takes it right to the rack. Too much pride with Juricic to roll over and die right here. Some nice pressure results in an 8-second violation. Just 22 seconds in, St. Mike's has themselves 2 points on the board, a turnover back their way, and now an opportunity to cut into this lead even more. This is what you expect out of a St. Mike's team. Juricic, such good fundamentals. Catches that ball, pivots. Shot was off, but still looked good coming out of the hand.
Expect them to be aggressive to start the half.
Absolutely.
They want to expand on this lead. They want to really get away from it. That's kind of been the story for Notre Dame this season, is that they don't typically have the depth to go 4 quarters. They'll hang in there 2-3 quarters. Yep. But I'm very excited to see what this program will look like in next year.
Because yeah, you had mentioned, and we had talked about it at the beginning of the year, that so many local players on this team, in this program. And obviously, as they move along, they're going to be able to draw more players from out west. And I mean, I guess that's really a positive, both for the players out west, having an option of this great school with great facilities, and also with the program itself, right? Because that's only going to help the program get better and be able to expand their talent pool.
ND will be digging into Calgary, looking at British Columbia, looking at Manitoba as an option. Those are all legitimate options. I went up there with our team last summer. We were in Wilcox, Saskatchewan, and saw the setup. We were blown away. It's a really isolated region or area, the campus is, and the setup is amazing. The kids get to stay right on campus, and the basketball court's a 2-minute walk away from the house, and the gym is available at all times of the day. That's the key thing.
Air ball, just Sean Henry goes back up strong. Alvarez, hard foul. Jeff Zauner yelling from the sidelines. It sounds like this second half is going to start up with a added importance on getting the ball into the post with Danilo Juricic and working the offense out of there. Henry missing them both, but offensive rebound by Kahinka. Shuffled his feet, called for the travel. Jeff Zauner, just a minute and a half into this third quarter, brings in 3 new subs. That was interesting. It was the same as yesterday. St. Mike's battled back from a double-digit deficit to tie the game, and Zauner used that opportunity to sub off all 5 players. That's the depth that he plays with over there on that bench. Juricic out top, Kobe Lamb, no good. Offensive putback by Jalal, but he will be going to the line to shoot 2. That's what I like about Zauner. When he does sub off his players like that, he immediately takes that opportunity to go over and talk to him about why he brought them off and what he wanted to see. And very often you see him bring those players right back on a minute later.
Well, he's a teacher, you know. That's what he does on a day-to-day basis on and off the basketball floor. And it ends up being one and the same.
I think that's key, man, especially in the generation that we're in now where everything's immediate. Kobe Lamb cashing in, cutting this lead down to 1. But it's, you know, don't let your player stew over there on why he was brought off the floor. Immediately use that opportunity to coach him up.
Here's a steal by Kyle Duke. Thought about a pull-up, brought it out to Lamb, who misses the 3.
Fofo bring it back the other way. Savion Tyson back to the date again. Kahinka, top of the arc. Fofo looked for a shot. Found Zayak, no good. Once again, Jashawn Henry with instant elevation. Effortless the way he can get up and finish. At this age group, only a handful of players can take off on 2 feet like that and elevate for a jam at a moment's notice. Notre Dame 3-point lead, looking to build on it. Kahinka off the mark.
Jason, what are you doing?
How are you, man?
Here's Jashawn Henry on the attack.
The gym is filling up here today, and they're in here just in time to see Jashawn Henry start to take this over.
3 o'clock, semifinal game, the first of 2. Central Tech doing an amazing job of building their culture and their program and bringing out the spirit of the school. Yesterday brought in 2 fan buses. It'll be interesting to see what happens here as they get deeper into the tournament.
That's his first personal foul.
Togan with the rock, working on Kyle Duke. Nice move.
Strong move right there. Absorbs the contact and the finish. Just so much strength there from Fofo, while also showing that body control.
Notre Dame weathered that early storm from St. Mike's coming out of the halftime. Kyle Duke.
Smooth.
That was pure. I don't even know if that hit twine. It went right through. Foul on Kahinka.
It was I thought it was a little bit of a flop that he sold, but there was contact.
Anytime you extend those arms.
That's what he's got to stay away from. Giving her a reason for the referee to call it. Lamb been trying to shoot his way out of a slump. I thought they missed an opportunity to find Jashawn Henry wide open for 3 there.
And Henry has had a solid start to this third quarter, elevating for a 2-handed jam, but right now it's becoming the Kyle Duke show for St. Mike's.
It's getting hot in the kitchen. Duke is cooking.
The Blue Raiders really haven't found much of a consistent answer from downtown, but all of a sudden Kyle Duke has hit twice from the land beyond. Got a tight game here midway through the third quarter, 44-42 for Notre Dame out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Fofo. Always strong around the rim, right there just a little too strong, couldn't get it to go off glass. Jeff Zauner calling out a play from the sideline. St. Mike's with a chance to tie this game or take the lead. Chibatutu. Hard pass. Was not handled by Jalao. 4:24 left here in the third quarter. Things are starting to heat up as we make our way to our championship bracket matchups. Sean Henry.
Keep going. If the shoe fits, wear it. I mean, every time he gets to the rim, like he's finishing at about 80%. So he's just got to stay aggressive, but more importantly, his teammates got to continue to find him.
I think that's been it, because I do wonder, why we don't see more from him, and it could just be a matter of he's just not getting the ball, because when he does get the ball, it makes good things happen. Like right there, finding Fofo down low, who's going to go to the line to shoot too. Every time St. Mike's gets to the point where they can tie this game, Notre Dame has had an answer.
If you've been following Notre Dame Hounds and watching game in, game out, what Sean Henry's been bringing to the table, I don't remember him having a bad game. Like a bad game for him is 20 points and 10 rebounds.
But I think with Deshaun, when you see him do the 20 and 10 quietly, you kind of wonder, like, what would happen if he wasn't quiet about it, right? What would he finish with if he didn't, right?
But he could easily average 30 a game.
And that's what I'm saying, but it could be a matter of the system he's in, the fact that Notre Dame is looking to build something here. And in order to build something, you can't just ride one horse. I mean, look at the top seed in this game, the Central Tech Blues.
And to be fair, like I know Coach Huffman has drawn up plays to isolate him in certain situations, but part of it also, I think, they don't yet have a true point guard. Fofo's trying to evolve into that.
Yep.
But just recognizing that he could, have 15 assists just by feeding Deshaun.
Yep.
And letting the defense collapse on him a little bit and open it up from there.
Murkey down low. He's one of those guys that you see every time he does get a hoop, the entire bench is clapping excited for him, because I think they see the same thing that we're talking about, is the progression, and they want to see him succeed.
And if you're a college coach watching this team for the first time, you look at his size and then you look at that last play, you say, I can work with that.
Yeah.
And you really can once you take into account his progression that he's made. Losing about 30 pounds in the last year. He needed to put in work in order to do that.
Transition. And there's Murkey again. Just couldn't get that one to go. Deshaun Henry skying for the rebound. Hits the floor. Kyle Duke keeps himself inbounds. Pass coming our way. St. Mike's coming off that week away due to March break. I know Jeff Zauner was a little concerned that they would be able to kind of get back into the flow of things. Coming off that OFSA championship.
You can definitely see it. They're not the same team that they were as they were going into OFSA. 2 weeks, probably eating, probably not working out. Guys are taking a break. And then, that's not the Danilo that I know in the last game. And they needed him at this level to get to that next round.
Tyson, free throw. Jumper no good, but there for the putback. Ayak, who's been pretty quiet in this game. Got it going from range in his last game as well. 2:29 left here in the third quarter. Notre Dame has pushed the lead back up to 8. Stay tuned, game 2 of our consolation bracket game.
Big jam there in transition. Goes for the two-hand jam.
attack, nice finish right around the rim.
A lifelong friend of those two. Oh! How about that nasty from Jashawn Henry? He is not messing around.
Sam Routens misses from 3. St. Mike's gets it right back. 2-2. Range. Getting it done from everywhere on the floor. St. Mike's just battling to get back. Him fell asleep on D there. Nice backdoor cut. Battle on the boards. Fofo comes out with it.
Nice pass.
And once again, just Sean Henry.
Love it.
I mean, every time he gets the ball within 5 feet, you know it's going to be finished.
That time did a great job ducking under the defense with the reverse finish.
This leads back up to 10 pretty quick. .120 left in the third quarter. Notre Dame feeling good about their chances. We just saw BC Christian punch their ticket in that game. They didn't travel from BC to lose 2 games. So they have an opportunity at least to play for a consolation final. And you got to figure Notre Dame has the same feeling right now. Traveling from Saskatchewan, they didn't want to come all the way to Toronto here to
BC
lose 2
could have
games.
easily been in the championship semifinal.
Yeah, that first game, they just didn't have it.
Jalen Warren, as I picked BC Christian, they were my dark horse to win it all.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but just Sean Henry just went coast to coast, splitting the D,
He's working
finishing
on that
at the
40
rim.
piece. Lazy pass there.
St. Mike's just really has this feeling about them that this is not their weekend. And Notre Dame is inspired right now. .30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. St. Mike's, a little full court pressure. Kahinka. Back to Henry. Once again, Jashawn Henry has taken the spotlight in this consolation bracket and shining it squarely on himself.
And he's doing what he needs to do for this team. He's that big of a piece. Keep feeding the beast. Jashawn Henry.
Hanging and banging. And dropping the three-point play. This lead is back up to 13. Notre Dame ain't messing around. Reppin' Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Building a program. And we got timeout on the floor. Jeff Zauner. Nope, Jeff Zauner not calling the timeout. He's going to let his team work this out in the final 21 seconds. Setting up some D. Hoping to get that rock back. Fofo battling. Sheba Tutu. I think you are seeing as well, you know, the future is now for the St. Mike squad with Juricic moving on after this season. And you see players like Kyle Duke really excited to see what he's going to be in year 2. As you know, he's going to be looked at to carry a load for this team.
You got Duke, you got Lamb, you got Routins, really key pieces for this squad. Shibu Tutu has had a great season for St. Mike's.
The transition is going to be easier with the ages of those guys being nicely spread out.
Definitely going to need to add some pieces though, if they're going to compete at this level.
Yep. Juricic, pull up, no good. 2 seconds to go.
Oh,
Fofo,
that
almost.
was impressive, like recognizing the time.
Absolutely.
I like it.
15-point lead for Notre Dame. We'll be back with the 4th quarter as we get ready for our championship bracket. Just a couple minutes away.
Right, pull up, Warren, yes! He's looking unstoppable.
Looking at the back of Sholayak. He inbounds to Fofo. He gets it into the corner for Deshaun Henry. Lucky pass finds Savion Tyson. He's stripped. Juricic sends in Kyle Duke. He's hearing footsteps. Calm under pressure to drop 2. This is everything for St. Mike's right now. Are they going to go down fighting? Ooh, dangerous pass. Found its way to Kobe Lamb. And this is it for St. Mike's, right?
They need to find a way to get Lamb going. He's one of their top scorers, top 2, top 3 scorer on this team, but he's been struggling. Danil hasn't been able to get it going, really. And Kyle Duke has had a pretty good game, arguably their youngest player on the roster. But they just haven't had the juice that they typically, they're typically such an offensively fluid team. It doesn't take this much energy and effort to put the ball in the hole. They got fortunate there with the foul.
Well, really, it's only been Kyle Duke who's been consistent offensively, and I mean in the last game, it was Iñaki Alvarez. Sam Routins had a couple of nice stretches. Jack Foran, no good. Henry, controlled strength. Sholayak put back, no good. St. Mike's ball hawking right now, crashing the glass. They're gonna have to get it over half court. Great defense by the Hounds.
To the court number 3, Iñaki
Alvarez checks in for Chibatutu. Fofo running the offense, setting it up. Get down low to Tyson, kick back out. Ayak has not been able to get it to go from range. Still struggling. Alvarez pushing, picks up his dribble, finds Foreign into the corner. Kobe Lamb. Juricic tipping it out. He gets it right back. Danilo Juricic, a gentleman's jam.
Great heads-up play by Alvarez there to find the Juricic.
Kahinka hesitated. You knew that wasn't going in the minute he looked away. Back the other way. Duke finds a trailing Alvarez. Fofo always there to battle. The St. Mike's Blue Raiders are not going away, Tarek. They've cut this lead to 7. Still 8:20 left in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned. We're in for a good fourth quarter.
Finish, this time in transition. He's having himself a game.
On the attack all the way, coast to coast.
Nice side step there by Ayal.
Oh. 63-56, Notre Dame. St. Mike's has been able to chip away.
They need to slow it down and find your man. And this is where they get into trouble. They get away from what they've been doing well. And it's a very simple formula. Jashawn Henry. They broke the pressure, which was great. And then once they settle down, get it back to Jashawn in a scoring opportunity. And let him create. But you see he's very unselfish. You saw him attack, and nice dish out to Kahinka. He's got to be ready to shoot that 3-ball.
Same play. No good from Kahinka. Ayak was back up top. Only 8 on the shot clock. Fofo getting to the rim. And look who's there. Sean Henry missed the putback, but Fofo gets right back up to clean up the mess.
Henry and Fofo playing some two-man volleyball right now. No question, the two leaders for this team offensively.
Jack Foreign in the corner. No good. St. Mike's needs somebody else to be able to step up on the offensive end here. Haven't been able to hit that big shot yet today.
Nice pass. Oh,
Ayak got hit on his way up by Alvarez.
And I think that Ayak has a ton of upside that's still untapped. Still a lot of athleticism. He can do so much defensively as well. And I think a year being exposed to this level of competition is going to be a big summer for him from a development standpoint.
Well, he's a freak athlete, the way he can elevate. Comes out of nowhere.
And we're a little hard on him in terms of our expectations because he's too athletic to not be in plays more often on both ends of the floor. But we feel like he's got so much upside. And if he puts in the work this summer, he could rise into one of the top prospects in the country, just on his athleticism alone. Guarding the Juricic now, tough assignment there.
Sam Routens, if he can get hot, St. Mike's will have a chance. But without that, they're going to continue to be at arm's length, trying to chip away. Just Sean Henry. Even when he misses through contact, the ball wants to go in.
Yeah, I mean, he's always creating an opportunity, even when he's being mauled. And that's what we keep saying is he gets the ball, it's going to be a foul and one bucket, or he'll get to the line in the worst case scenario.
And he's a good free throw shooter. I talked to you yesterday. My pet peeve has been the missed free throws. And I mean, it's at every level. Sometimes that's the difference, too, in calling some pro games this year. A lot of times that's the difference of different levels of pro ball. Can't hit your free throws. It's hard to get paid to do that for a living.
Unless you're Shaq.
That's a good point, yeah.
At 7-2, it's going to be tough.
St. Mike's stuck 12. 6:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Juricic creating contact. Spinning to the hoop for two. They've had no problem breaking this pressure.
Oh, beauty spin there from Henry.
Juricic just putting his body on him. Good positioning. Ayak battling back for the steal. Jeff Zauner losing it on the sidelines right now. Frustration, just too much for the coach.
Mofo only 6 foot, but plays more like he's 6'5".
We have our first technical on the coaches in this tournament. Adam Huffman getting teed up.
And they're up 12 right now with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, he's just going to bat for his guys. Just Sean Henry came over to talk to the official who teed up head coach Adam Huffman. And Henry wasn't coming over to chirp the ref. He came over and apologized for his coach.
Oh, I would say almost too polite, if there's such a thing.
I would say he did that for the camera, but it was off camera, so not something you see too often. Chiba Tutu, I think, fell back in. Jack Foreign called for the foul. .548 left here in the fourth quarter. Dadigan just screaming out directions to his team. Kahinka down low. Henry, he got bumped, no call. Alvarez, 1-on-3. Has to wait for his boys to catch up. Gets it back. Good footwork to avoid the travel. Alvarez, no good. Gonna go to the line to shoot two. Still plenty of time left here. Just get this feeling Notre Dame is just not going to allow this game to get too much closer. They just have an answer every time.
I mean, if they keep doing what they've been doing well, which is feeding Deshaun Henry, I don't see them getting St. Mike's getting back into this game. But you know, they have a lot of weapons that have been just rusty. You know, typically, you'll have Danilo score 15 to 20 a game. You'll have Inaki Alvarez give another 10 to 15. Same with Same with Kobe Lamb, but they just haven't been there in this one.
Well, and throughout the season, we've seen him put up 30 or 40 3-point attempts. Haven't seen that through 2 games. Like, they've shot a decent amount from range, but not what we're expecting to see. And maybe it's because they are rusty. They see that they're not going in, so they have to change it up a little bit. But, I mean, that can change in a hurry. We all know that. They got enough shooters over there that 1 or 2 guys get hot. This can change in a hurry. Jack Foran's one of those guys that usually comes off the bench to drain a couple. He's been 0 of 3 from downtown. Another miss right there. And they're having no problem breaking this press.
Wow. That's a great finish by Fofo right there.
Really like the calmness that he plays this game, too. Even when he's getting riled up and getting angry, he does it quietly.
This is a kid, Fofo, when you look at his size and his youth, he's a guy that the national program should be taking a look at. Because there's not many guys built like him in the country at that age. And period.
And he's a guy like, you know, I was talking to Elias in the last one when we were talking about AAU, and we were talking about the U-Play squad that's coming up this summer, and my question to him was, how do you get kids at this age to not only buy into playing a different role after being, you know, like say an A.J. Lawson? How do you get an A.J. Lawson to go on to an AAU team where he's going to be far down the ladder when it comes to offensive weapons? So it's one thing for him to say he'll buy into it. It's another thing to actually physically do it. I look at a guy like Fofo, and you bring him into a national program, you tell him he's going to be 3rd guy off the bench. He's going to come in and play 15 minutes, and he's not only going to say he's going to buy in, he's going to be able to buy in.
Well, I think he's hungry, you know. Like
exactly.
When he went, oh boy, I thought Fofo was going to come up with that block there, close, but definitely alters the shot. But he's hungry, you know. To him, getting this experience here with the NPA has been invaluable. Here he is attacking again. Kahinka with the attempted putback. But as he's been playing throughout the season, his confidence has been rising. He knows what he can do right now. Nice take there by Duke.
And I think he would be so excited to be involved in like a national program, for example. I feel like he'd be invaluable to that program. Interesting you bring that up. I just feel like he'd fit in really well in a situation like that.
I'd love to just see him match up with players in that age group. Because anytime you have a physical specimen like that, you got to be thinking, you know, what can he do for me at the perimeter position?
A Daytogan hit from downtown, pushing that lead up to 13. Kobe Lamb answers. St. Mike's not going away. Sean Henry has it taken away by Jack Foran. Foul by Fofo, smart foul.
Saw St. Mike's was maybe picking up a little momentum. Stop the clock, 3 minutes left.
Jeff Zauner looks to his bench to bring Juricic back into the game. .259 left. St. Mike's need to make every possession count right now.
Less than 3 to go. Still a double-digit lead for Notre Dame. And as we say that, that's back-to-back triples for St. Mike's.
Adam Huffman does not want this one to get away. It's the closest St. Mike's has been in the second half. 2:42 to go. We're in for a finish. Stay tuned.
breakout weekend as well. Here's Stephen Rawai looking for momentum.
That's what happens when you make shit timeless.
Rawire with the nice Euro step. That was an explosive.
No look, lead pass. The Hounds protecting a 7-point lead. 2:42 left. St. Mike's bringing the pressure. Notre Dame has not had a problem with it today. Don't know about that shot. Corner three still midway through the shot clock. St. Mike's brings it back. Kobe Lamb, foul on the floor. Now in the bonus, this can help St. Mike's out an awful lot. Lamb at the line. Opportunity to get St. Mike's to within striking distance.
Number 22 is his 5th and final foul.
Refs coming back together, trying to figure out who the foul was on. Originally, they gave it to Sholayak, who wasn't even close to the play, so changed it up. And it's Savion Tyson who's picking up the foul. Instead of the deuce-deuce, it's a 0-0. Honest mistake by the official. Dame, because Ayak would have fouled out. He's got 4. 2 left, the 5-point game finally called. We are in for quite a finish here. Just a 2-point lead. Missed free throws, 4 straight missed free throws from Ade Folarin Adedigan. Oh, Kobe Lamb just off from range. It would have gave St. Mike's the lead. Back the other way. St. Mike's just battling for the ball. Kobe Lamb back the other way. Kick out. Kyle Duke. No good. Kobe Lamb offensive rebound. Shot clock resets to 14. And Yaki Alvarez getting to the lane. This game is tied at 76. The OFSA champs aren't going out like that.
Find your money, man. That's Jashawn Henry. And this
Foul called on Duke.
This is it right here when it matters the most. Under a minute left, ball tied up. Jashawn Henry. Let's close the deal.
Refs taking care of a wet spot on the floor.
Two-line shooting 2-0. Savion Tyson.
A minute left in this game. We are tied for the first time since the opening quarter. Wow. Missed free throws are the story for the Notre Dame Hounds. Ade Folarin Adedigan missed 4 straight from the line. Now Savion Tyson has missed his first from the charity stripe. Hits the second. It is a 1-point lead for the team from Wilcox, Saskatchewan. The winner of this game will advance to the consolation final to take on BC Christian. Terrible time for a turnover there. And back the other way. St. Mike's pressuring the ball at every opportunity. They get it back. They are doing a great job of getting after it and not fouling.
Again, Henry has not touched the ball in the half court.
A 1-point lead for Notre Dame. We are in for a great final 33 seconds. Stay with us.
Steven Rawwire gets one to go, and he's on the board. And here comes the Rawwire, full head of steam. One hand down! All over the defense! My Lord! That got the gym into a frenzy. That was something. There, baseline goes Keenan Dowell with the finish.
Dowell easily gets into the lane. Acrobatic finish with the left hand. Keenan Dowell putting on a show coming out of BC. Teams are willing to see their season come to an end here. And both defenses are stepping it up. Both teams in the bonus.
Sleepy. Cordell.
I'm interested to see what happens here from the line because Fofo's missed 4 straight. And I think he's inside his own head right now. He's talking to himself right now.
I
think we saw a lane violation, and still on that, and he hit it fine. So that's interesting.
St. Mike's still with an opportunity here to win it. Shibatutu had it going earlier, off the mark that time.
18.8 left. 2-point lead for Notre Dame. They get it to Juricic. Around the arc, Kobe Lamb's had the hot hand. And he gives his team a 1-point lead. Wow, timeout on the floor. Kobe Lamb.
Better late than never.
We will be back with what should be the final possession of this game. Keep it locked right here.
Keenan Dowell pulls up for 3. Yes, sir. He's got the answer, and he's been having a heck of a weekend. And Dowell is just completely taken over this third quarter. Doesn't look like they got an answer for him. Keenan Dowell attacks the rim with a finish.
Tough bucket there by Dowell. Gets it to go. And he is playing some basketball right now, Tark.
And is gonna get a 3-point opportunity.
Manel Ayal. Game on the line to Sean Henry, inbounds. Fofo. The play is drawn up. Kahinka at the top, hands it back off to Fofo. Drive. Finds Ayak up top. 3-ball no good. Juricic pulls down the rebound. The St. Michael's Blue Raiders.
I'm shocked that Deshaun Henry did not touch the ball. How does your top dog not touch the ball in that situation? And that's a game they're going to remember and learn from.
I mean, I don't want to try to sugarcoat it, but for a Notre Dame team, it is a learning process for them, right? They won't have this happen to them again, and at the same time, you're facing a St. Mike's team who's been here before. They know what needs to be done. We'll be back with post-game coverage with On Point's Drew Ebanks. Stay with us. St. Mike's advances to the consolation final to take on BC Christian.
Are you looking for exposure? Take your basketball event to the next level by live broadcasting with North Pole Hoops. Promotion, game film, play of the day, and much more. Email us at info@northpolehoops.com for further details.
You can't teach hard, ever. We're here to kill.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
One and down!
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
DeAndre Pierre!
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
E-Man! E-Man!
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
On point, on location, the NPA Canadian Prep Championships. Drew Ebanks alongside Kobe Lamb. St. Mike's victorious over the Notre Dame Hounds. Big shot for you to pull out the win. How do you feel right now after that comeback?
Feel kind of excited, also happy because we were down by so much. So I had to take my hands to my own measures. I had to score the bucket myself sometimes.
I mean, you guys came back from almost 20 down in that game. you know, what did you guys do in the huddle? I mean, to think you guys could come back. We know St. Mike's, you guys never die, right?
Yeah, well, since the layoff for the 2 weeks March break, we had to like work harder much time because like all these guys are practicing and we only had like 3-day practice, so we had to work much harder than these guys.
Talk about the shot there. Obviously, you guys were down a couple. That was a big shot. That was a big shot that you hit right there.
Well, I knew they were going to come from the other side, on the other side of the corner, so I had to read the defense and come down on the other side. It was a scary shot for sure.
Talk about the NPA this year. You guys were in it from day one, obviously. What do you think about the competition in the NPA Canada?
I think the competition in this league is actually it's amazing. Like there's nothing else like it except for Osba. Very comparable there.
And what about yourself? I mean, you're a very versatile player. You can do it inside and outside. If someone was watching your game for the first time, Kobe, what would you say? What would be your description of your game?
I don't know. Like amazing shooter. He's calm all there. You can take the ball to the bucket, everything.
All right, there you have it. Kobe Lamb, the player of the game, the on-point performer of the game. NPA Canada. Remember, it's the national championships. Stay tuned. We got a lot more in store for the rest of the weekend.